Hi, so I'm Anshul Jain. I'm from PMI Electromobility. PMI Electromobility is the second biggest electric bus OEM in the country. I'll start with a basic few questions. Can somebody in the audience tell me one biggest difference between an electric bus and a normal bus, besides the fact that it's electric? बट आप सोचो इंडिया में इतने साल से बसेस चलती आ रही थी और हमको सिर्फ दो नाम पता थे, टाटा और अशोक लेलैंड, तीसरा कोई नाम नहीं पता था. वॉल्वो आई लेकिन लग्जरी सेगमेंट में. जब इलेक्ट्रिक बसेस इंडिया में बनी, इट वाज बाय कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट प्लेस. यस, टाटा स्टिल वाज डूइंग, अशोक लेलैंड स्टिल वाज डूइंग, बट दैट इज व्हेन वी सॉ अ लॉट न्यू प्लेयर्स कम इन. सो एनीबडी वांट्स टू टेक अ गेस कि ऐसी क्या चीज थी जो नॉर्मल डीजल बसेस में थी, जो इलेक्ट्रिक बसेस में नहीं थी, जिस वजह से नए प्लेयर्स आ सके. What was that speciality that a Tata or an Ashok Leyland had? It was the engine of the bus. टाटा और अशोक लेलैंड के पास एक इंटरनल कंबशन इंजन होता था जो उसकी स्पेशलिटी थी, जिसको किसी और के लिए डेवलप करना जरूरी. It wasn't that easy. Now when electric buses came about, that engine disappeared. Electric buses don't have an engine. They have a different system. You know, the way we like to explain, electric buses are like computers on wheels. It's all through an electric system and semiconductors that communicate with each other to move this machine forward. So it's more of an electrical thing rather than a traditional engine-based thing that we were thinking of. Now, my second question to the audience will be, शायद आप लोगों ने PMI का नाम आज से पहले ना सुना हो, but which was the first OEM in the country to produce 1,000 electric buses? It was PMI. It was our company that was the first company to produce 1,000 electric buses. It was not a JBM, it was not an Oelectra, and it was definitely not Tata Motors at that point in time. So I'm currently going to walk you through who we are, what we've done so far, and how our growth journey has been, and then in the end we'll take some questions. It's not working. The green button? Yeah. This is a pointer. Oh, yeah. So, PMI Electromobility was started in 2017. एक क्वेश्चन आता है, आपको अचानक से कैसे लगा आप बस बनाओगे 2017 में? So, our legacy business was bus body building. My father for the last 40 years had been working in bus body business, so it was not कि एक दिन चलो सोचा उठा चलो आज बस बनाते हैं. We had an extensive experience in bus body making. In fact, at some point we were the biggest OEM of Tata outside Tata. Tata did not do fully built vehicles for a long time. They used to just do chassis. उसके आगे की जो पूरी बस बनती थी वो हम बनाते थे. जब इलेक्ट्रिक बसेस आई, सिवाय बस बॉडी की किसी को कुछ नहीं बनाना आता था. किसी को नहीं पता था बैटरी कहां से आएगी, किसी को नहीं पता था मोटर कौन सी लगानी है. चेसी जो पुरानी थी wasn't an ideal solution anymore because the batteries were much heavier. So at that point, electric buses were a very big equalizer, or I say it was a democratic movement for the buses. So in that sense, our vision, my company's vision, is to revolutionize transportation by delivering innovative and sustainable solutions to enhance public mobility and promote a cleaner, greener future. एक हमने इस देश में रेवोल्यूशन लाया है ट्रांसपोर्टेशन का. हम लोग जब शिमला, हमारी पहली इलेक्ट्रिक बसेस वर ऑपरेटिंग इन शिमला. नाउ व्हेन वी गो मीट पीपल देयर, यू नो, वील हियर स्टोरीज. लोग बोलते दीदी आपकी बस के लिए हम आधा घंटा रुकेंगे, बट हम एक इलेक्ट्रिक बस में जाएंगे क्योंकि हम थके आए हैं. वी वांट टू गिव एन एसी, वी वांट टू गो होम इन अ कंफर्टेबल एसी बस, सुपर क्वाइट, सुपर लग्जरी. सो इन दैट सेंस देयर वाज अ चेंज इन हाउ वी वर लुकिंग मोबिलिटी एज अ होल. अभी तक हमको लगता था चलो जो एक एसटीयू की बस से जा रहा है, बस की बस में जा रहा है, दे डोंट डिजर्व द बेस्ट. बट विद इलेक्ट्रिक बसेस कमिंग इन, वी हैड लाइक अ होल change towards how we were thinking of mobility in general. And to achieve the vision, our current mission is to electrify mass mobility transportation through high-performing energy-efficient solutions while prioritizing safety, reliability, and customer satisfaction. So one of the biggest challenges that we face with electric transportation is safety. सबको दिन में एक डर लगता है. बॉम्बे में we've seen a few incidents. We have a big emphasis on safety. So this company was started by my father, Mr. Satish Jain, who's been in the bus body making business for the last 40 years. And together it was co-founded by Mr. Anurag Agarwal, who runs a big fleet of buses in Calcutta. In the audience, I would like to, किसी को पता है कि जब इंडिया में ये इलेक्ट्रिक बसेस आई, एक और स्विच हुआ इस मूवमेंट में. अभी तक सिर्फ बस मैन्युफैक्चरर्स बसेस बनाते थे. जब इलेक्ट्रिक बसेस कंट्री में आई, किसी को विश्वास ही नहीं था ये चलेंगी. तो सरकार ने क्या बोला कि आप ये बसेस ओईएम बनाओगे नहीं, आप इनको चलाओगे भी. सो मोस्ट ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रिक बसेस इन इंडिया वर अंडर manufacture and operate. So all the OEMs had to sort of get out of their comfort zone, and not only they were building these buses, they had to start manufacturing as well. So this was under a GCC model. तो इसीलिए जब हम बोलते हैं PMI का सक्सेस क्यों आया, PMI का सक्सेस इसलिए आया क्योंकि जो हमारे दो फाउंडर्स थे, my father knew how to make buses and Mr. Anurag Agarwal knew how to operate these buses. To be efficient, not only you had to be very prudent in manufacturing, you had to be very prudent in operation as well. That is how you will end up winning bids. So this deadly combination is what made PMI successful when we started. So as a company, we believe in 3 sustainability pillars. हम लोग जब हमेशा sustainability की बात करते हैं, हमें लगता है अच्छा चलो green है, sustainable है. When we talk about reducing carbon emissions, replacing it by electric stuff, green हो गया, sustainable हो गया. But at PMI, we have a much broader vision when we talk about sustainability. Yes, when we are moving from diesel buses to electric buses, we are definitely going green. We are reducing carbon emissions. But for us, when we talk about sustainability, there are 2 other important things that we take into account. One is gender equality, which you might see. I'm a woman, rare to see in this room today. But we have a very big emphasis on women hiring. And in fact, one of our plants is a completely woman-run plant. Our buses have women seating. And we've also trained women drivers to operate our buses. So that is a part that we try and concentrate as much as we can. And third is to reduce the rural-urban divide. जो इनिशियल हम कहते हैं PMI की मूवमेंट है, जो PMI की ग्रोथ है, वो बड़े शहरों से नहीं आई है. हमारी बसेस दिल्ली में अब चलनी शुरू हुई है, बॉम्बे में अगले 3 महीने में चलेगी. जो हमारी मूवमेंट हुई है वो हुई है छोटे शहरों से, Tier 2 सिटी से. Our first set of buses were in Shimla, were in Rajkot, Nagpur. And again, you know, sometimes I say that electric buses are a poster child for development. And it was these Tier 2 cities who initially came about and took those first risks of taking this product, expanding it. And that's why for us, it is a part of an ethos now कि जब हम tenders डालते हैं, buses बनाते हैं, we want to make sure it does not become an urban movement only. So we started this company in 2017, and in 2018 we supplied 3 buses, which was life-changing for us क्योंकि हमें विश्वास था कि हम कर सकते हैं, but that was the first time we built that product. Then we supplied some buses in Shimla. We had a JV agreement, a technology transfer agreement with Photon, similar to, you know, everybody knows about Oelectra BYD. So ours was with Photon. In 2022, we had more than 1,000 bus orders in hand. In fact, जो इस country का सबसे बड़ा एक order आया सबसे पहले वो था 700 buses UP का order. That was the first time the country had seen such a big order for electric buses, where you had to build 700 buses and operate 700 buses and build all associated charging infra. And PMI was the OEM to take all of it and deliver that successfully, even though we had the COVID years in between. And those buses have now applied in Ayodhya and are going to start their operations in even for the Mahakumbh starting tomorrow. Then in 2023, we became the first OEM to deliver 1,000 buses, and we had an order book of more than 2,000 buses. Then ever that, our growth journey has continued. We've done 2 rounds of equity. We've set up a completely robotic battery plant where we've done a lot of backward integration, all the things that we need to for our electric buses, be it battery, wiring harness, motor, we are all doing in-house. And since we are speaking to a Bombay crowd, you will see PMI electric buses on your roads very shortly. In about 3 months, I think Anik Depot is what we've got, so we'll be flying there. So I'm going to run this through quickly. Obviously, you would say, मैं अपनी बस की तो खुद ही तारीफ करूंगी, but we do a great job in making buses because it is not new to us. That's what my father says he's done all his life. And what we've done, अच्छा किसी ने मुझसे अभी recently पूछा, आपने बैटरी बनाने का decision खुद क्यों लिया? For us, as more and more buses were getting on ground, it became very important for us कि आप सिर्फ बस ना बनाओ, you deliver a good after sales service solution as well. So now a lot of battery tech is still coming from China. We like it or not, this is where all the tech is, right? So for us, every time a battery was going bad and we wanted to change only one cell of I think it has about 2,000 cells in one bus, we wanted to be able to do it in-house. That is the reason we've undertaken those investments. Yes, we have a superior product and our product performs really well, but we wanted to be able to do a quicker turnaround of the after sales services that we were providing. So that's the investments we've taken in the last few years. We have about 2,000 buses on road currently, and we have an installed capacity of about 3,000 buses, which we are planning to expand to about 5,000 to 7,000 buses. Ours are the only buses that have a rapid charging time, so our complete bus, full bus charges in about 45 minutes and then can run up to 200 kilometers after that charge. And, in terms of our numbers, we've been growing steadily. So in about FY22, we were at about 370 crores. FY23-24 may seem a little stagnant. That is because we were investing in our technology in those years. We were building our battery plant, we were getting our own motor, wiring harness and things like that. And this year we are all set to close around 900 crores. Our EBITDA margins is about expected to grow to 19-20% by FY27 because of all the backward integration and localization we've done. So this is our bus body manufacturing plant. All the green buses you see are going to be on the Delhi roads. The Bombay ones will be red. This is our battery plant, a completely woman-run plant that we have. It is completely robotic. And then we have our own wiring harness plant and our own PDU plant. And we have our motor plant as well. And this is our testing. So the red one you see on the left is the Bombay bus. It's a prototype for our best bus. So this is a quick map of where all our buses are plying across the country. Our biggest achievement has been to ply our buses in Kargil as well. So that's the northmost we've served in Leh, Ladakh. Then we have Shimla. We have a big substantial presence in UP, Rajkot, Nagpur. We are going to start our operations in Delhi, Bombay soon. We have down south in Kerala and Goa as well. In addition to making buses, we've developed a lot of electric infra as well ourselves, which was a requirement of the contracts that we had. So we have developed wonderful electric bus charging depots in Rajkot, Nagpur, Delhi, and we'll be doing the development in Bombay as well. So, to the investor community, it's always what do the numbers look like and what your future projections are. So this year we are going to be closing at around 900 crores with the next year projection at 1700 crore, and then we are hoping to develop at 3500 crore. EBITDA margins are currently at about 12%, which we hope to grow to 15%, which will be a combination of localization, further superior material search and so on. But from, electric bus in this country is one segment, there is no dearth of demand. It is that the supply chains are strengthening, production is strengthening and so on. So the future looks extremely positive for us. Now that's one thing I wanted to talk about quickly. आपने आजकल जैसे न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते हैं, कभी आप कारों के बारे में इतना नहीं पढ़ते होंगे, 3 व्हीलर के बारे में नहीं पढ़ते होंगे. हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर सर भी एक चीज़ पे बड़ा एम्फेसिस देते हैं, वो है बसेस. इंडिया में आप बताओ, अगर दिल्ली बॉम्बे में चलो, ऑन एन एवरेज एक दिन में कितने लोग बस में ट्रैवल करते हैं? द एवरेज राइडरशिप इज 20 lakhs इन वन डे. तो इंडिया एक जैसे हमारी कंट्री बढ़ती जा रही है, हमारे शहर बढ़ते जाते हैं, इवन लाइक यू नो डेफिनेटली फॉर द अर्बन एरियाज बट ऑल्सो फॉर द रूरल एरियाज, यू कैन नॉट शाई अवे फ्रॉम द फैक्ट दैट यू नीड मोर बसेस. Buses are the only solution to mass mobility and it is a very quick solution to mass mobility. आप मेट्रो बनाने जाओ कितने साल लग जाते हैं. एक बस का टेंडर निकाल के उसको चलाना is maximum a 6-month process. So in that sense, our government has been very, very proactive in making this initiative as successful as we can. I have, you know, throughout every month, every 2 months, we get these letters, we have these conferences, we have these discussions कि आपको क्या क्या challenges आते हैं as a manufacturer and how the government can solve them. They are very proactive in solving these solutions. And the demand we see is ever growing. अभी कितनी electric, again, you know, somebody wants to take a quick number of how many electric buses do we have on road as of today? Just 10,000. And the government mandate is to get 8 lakh electric buses on road by 2040. We've covered 10,000 of those 8 lakh. I don't believe कि 8 लाख होंगी, maybe 6 लाख होंगी, maybe 4 लाख होंगी. कितने OEMs है जो बनाते हैं? 5, 6 लगा लो. So, you know, when we talk about the opportunity size and a steady demand, not an uncertain demand, this is a sure shot sector. The country cannot do away without the buses. The country is growing and every year you replace buses also. It's a continuous change that is also coming about. So currently we've seen 10,000 bus tender for PM E-Bus Seva. Morth is going to allocate another 15,000 buses. PM E-Drive, which was one of the highlights of this year budget, has allocated funds. Payment security mechanisms have, because a lot of these buses apply for STU. सबको लगता है STU पैसा देगा कि नहीं देगा. This used to be one of the challenges we used to face with banks and investors. So payment security has come in which the government is assuring आपको STU पैसा दे ना दे मैं दूंगा इन electric buses के लिए पैसा. So a very, very positive outlook in that segment. A big push by the government, and this when we are talking about is only the government. Private sales though have not even touched electric buses as much. That's a sector that's opening. Every year the country sells about 40,000 school buses. That's a sector that's completely unexplored for electric buses, and that's one segment where PMI is focusing very, very heavily, and that's our next big move, is to launch an electric school bus. So just, you know, more to support the fact, a very, very strong push from the government to make this movement successful. So we currently do only the intra-city buses that ply within the city. We are launching our school staff bus and intercity luxury buses, and we'll be looking at a future of maybe LCVs as well that we have a proto ready for. So, you know, अगर आपको किसी एक सेगमेंट में सोचते हो आप एक सेगमेंट के, हमेशा हम सोचते हैं कि अच्छा डिमांड आएगी कि नहीं आएगी. But today when I think about it, I cannot think of any other sector where the demand is so certain. You know, you cannot take transportation away from the country. You cannot keep plying old buses. Delhi में अब all of winter कितना ज़्यादा गार्ड लग जाता है, डीजल buses आप कैसे चलाओगे? So Delhi is all set to become completely electric in this bus fleet, I think in another 3 years. The similar movement is going to start happening in Bombay. Bombay has only 3,000 buses that are being plied by BEST. Their target is to reach a 10,000, and the difference between 3,000 and 10,000 is all going to be covered by electric. And similar movements we are seeing across the country. So thank you for taking out the time to listen to me today.
Hi. There are a few questions from the audience. Specifically that what are the innovation solutions that PMI Mobility is exploring to make EV charging centers more accessible? Because as you were mentioning, the PM bus Yojana usually is also rural centric, where electric charging infrastructure is still lagging. So, you know, something on that lines, if you can just tell the audience.
So, when we talk about the intra-city buses, ये जो शहर के अंदर चलती हैं वो buses होती हैं, right? Now, you know, we'll tell you a story of Nagpur. Currently we've developed an completely electric charging infra or a depot, right? बस में कैसा रहता है कि आपको एक depot site दे दी जाती है जहां आपको अपना charging infra खुद से बनाना होता है. So, this is a testament of our dedication towards this movement. जब हमें वो डिपो साइट मिली, it was completely black soil. तब तक हमें पता भी नहीं था black soil का मतलब क्या होता है. So we started excavating it. हमें लगा फ्लोर स्मूथ कर लेते हैं. जितना हम पानी डालें वो absorb होता जाए. We couldn't do anything about it. So it took us 9 months to develop that depot site, which required, getting electric connection from the grid to the depot site by taking permissions from a railway crossing as well. But we did it. So wherever we are running these operations, we are building allied electric infra, where sometimes we have to get power right from the grid. In certain places, the STU may bring us the power from the grid. But though in intra-city, this has been a much easier solution because depot site हमें सरकार से मिलती थी. We had to develop the infra. The problem that is becoming when we talk about the electric is electric infra is more of an intercity. अगर आप बॉम्बे से पुणे जा रहे हो तो आपकी बस कहाँ चार्ज होगी? In that segment, the government again has been very proactive. In the recent budget, they allocated fund to develop that electric infra via tender. And we've seen the movement happen where a lot of infra is being built on the popular routes now.
Another thing that you mentioned in your presentation is your margins moving up from approximately 12% to 15% with more localization and more battery solutions probably. How important is it to localize product here and what is the entire value proposition in batteries? Because the city travel bus probably does not require a high range battery, whereas the intra-city from Mumbai to Pune might require a better range. So, what exactly are you looking in batteries and, how will the margin trajectory improve with localization? So,
even in batteries, so in intra-city bus still runs about 200 kilometers a day and it gets only half an hour to charge. So depending on the battery chemistry you have, you will still have to put a 250 kilowatt hour battery because you cannot run if it crosses a certain SOC. Now, how will margins improve? By localization. And why is localization important? Localization is important for two reasons. One, the government has a big emphasis on Make in India movement, to which we all have to subscribe and should subscribe to. So that's a part of localization. Second, for localization is when you have such a big fleet running in a country, you cannot be dependent on the outside other countries for after sales, for solutions. You have to take matters in your hand. So for that reason, for us, localization was very critical. If I have 5,000 buses running on a battery and I don't know how to make that battery functional, it will become very difficult for me. So that's the reason we laid such big emphasis. Now in terms of margin, as आप child parts import करते हो, custom duty नीचे जाती है. So even in the worst case scenario, you were to imagine the cost of manufacturing will be the same, which it is not. Then your reduction in custom duties will bring your margin up. For example, battery पे custom duty होती है 17.5% की, cell पे होती है 5%. It's a 30 lakh product. So that immediately gives you another 3 lakhs in your margin improvement.
Thank you so much.